Hello and welcome to this video. This is a crash course for Roblox Studio scripting. Alright, start Roblox Studio, and once you get in there, you will see this. Alright, My Games, New, Recent, Archive, and a file up there. Alright, so Archive is for archive games, Recent is for the games you recently opened, and My Games are the games you own or which are shared with you, and New, that's where you make new places. File is where you open games from a file. Pretty self-explanatory, and it has some settings too also. Alright, so here are all of templates, theme, gameplay. Those are theme templates. Those are like already pre-programmed stuff. Combat, theme, capture the flag, line runner, OB and racing. Alright, for now, my classic base plate. That's basically a game with nothing in it. Alright, this is what we will see in here. You can move your camera by holding right click. Alright, so now the first thing you do is hit view and make sure Explorer, Properties, Toolbox, Command Bar, Output, View Selector are enabled. And if they are, sort them. How do you do that? Just go to the top of the GUI and then you can just drag it. I want it here, and you can also fold it in. I have the toolbox folded in here, properties here, explorers here, output is down here, and command bar is down here. Alright, so now hit home, and now you will see all this. Alright, but now I want you to hit this part. This just makes a new part. And you may be wondering how to modify this one. It's pretty easily. Just click move to move it into a certain direction. Time. Hit scale to scale your part, make it bigger or make it smaller. If you hold shift and scale, it will get smaller or bigger into every direction. Resizes into every direction. You can see. Rotate is to rotate your part. There's one which is really important. Collisions. What's collisions? Click the move tool, make sure collisions are enabled, and move your part completely down. You will see it doesn't go through the base plate. And now disable collisions and move it down. It goes through the base plate. That's what collisions is. The part can't get through other parts so easily. Alright. Next thing is copy, cut, and duplicate. It's pretty self-explanatory. The shortcuts are Ctrl-C, Ctrl-X, and Ctrl-V. This copies the part. I copied it. And now, using Ctrl-V or just hitting paste, you can paste it in here. Using Ctrl-X, I can cut it, the part gets removed, and I can insert it into a different location. And using Ctrl-D, or just hitting duplicate, I can duplicate the part. Alright, next there is part, UI, and this all. So, anchor, what is this? Basically, if you anchor one part, and make sure the other one is not anchored. Alright. Now, go to play, but don't click play. Hit this button. You'll see this. Play is you spawn where the normal spawn location is. Play here is where your camera is located. It will spawn right here, and run as it will not spawn any character. Just spawn your just run all the scripts. Alright, let's hit play here. And you will see one part falls off, one stays up. The one which stood up there was the anchored part. Anchored means it doesn't move. See the icon here. It cannot be moved by physics. Alright. Then there is lock and group, but that's not important for now. Color. So this is called a brick color picker. Those are basic colors, also known as brick colors. Then here, this is how you set new parts. You can select different shapes, cylinder, corner wedge, and sphere. And there's the terrain editor, which we'll ignore for now. And the game settings, which we'll also ignore for now. Alright. What are those UIs? Explorer, output, properties, toolbox, command bar, etc. etc. So what it basically Explorer shows all the instances, all instances, basically everything. A part is an instance, for example. You see the base plate here, this is a part, making it an instance. You see the sky, the lighting, this is an instance. Those up here, which you can see here without opening them, those are called services, right? Workspace is basically just a map. Services are also instances. Basically everything is an instance in a Roblox game. That simply describes it. Alright. The workspace is the map of the game. Players is a service where all players in the game get listed and some specific stuff about them. Lighting is just the lighting, you will see shadows, you can disable them here, etc. Then there's replicated first. That's the first or second service which loads once the player loads in, as far as I know. Replicated storage, the storage which the server and the player can access. Server script service, and those are scripts which can only be accessed and seen by the server. Local scripts don't work in here, you will learn about them later. Server storage is a storage for the server only. Starter UI is the UI the player starts with to the game. Starter pack are the tools the player starts with into the game, and this is for script. Scripts the player starts with into the game. Teams, pretty self-explanatory, and that's the most important ones as of now. On service, etc. are pretty self-explanatory or not important at the moment. Alright, now hit a part and you will see this. Those are the properties of the part. Brick color is the basic brick color of the part. Cast shadow determines if the part will cast a shadow or not. It has a shadow or not. Color is the color free picker. More detailed, you can pick a specific shade here. Material is the material of the part. For example, mud. Reflectance is its reflectance. You don't notice a big difference yet, anyway. Transparency is how invisible the part is. 1 is completely invisible, 0 is completely visible. Then transform categories for stuff like size, and those are for the position. Can collide means if the player can go through it or not. If it's disabled, the player can go through it. And you will see stuff like anchored, etc. in its shape, of course. Alright, so then there is stuff like the toolbox. This is where the word free model and stuff comes from. You get free public models, scripts, images, everything from here. You're too lazy to make them yourself. Nice. Then there's the alt. We will go on this later, alright? This is basically just to simply describe it. It's basically a space where the script puts its errors, prints, warnings, etc. And some studio stuff. Command bar, this is where you can execute scripts without writing them into a script, directly executing them in Studio. Alright, that's it for now. For the tabs. Alright, let's go back to the Explorer. How do you create a new instance? Or what happens? You click right click, and you will see this all. Alright, this up here is pretty self-explanatory. Then go down to insert object, and you will see you can insert objects. Let's insert a script. Nice. Alright. Now we inserted some into here. This is how you insert objects. Also, if you're wondering how I'm moving right now, you can just scroll with your mouse. That we'll see. Alright. You can also move slower, like this. If you hold shift. If you don't want to move with your mouse pad, just move with WASD. Very simple. Alright, that was it for this video. If you liked it, I'd be happy if you subscribed, leave a comment, and like the video. And I'll see you in the next video.